2 years back, it was nothing but water. And here we are today, standing on a beautiful, newly constructed multi-purpose quay, 420 meters, capacity to handle 4 million tons of cargo, 300,000 containers.
Is very special in the sense that this is a new start for the entire country.
The arrival of the president of Gabon, Ali Bongo Ondimba, kicked off an evening of celebrations as dignitaries, public and private sector players gathered for the inauguration of Gabon Special Economic Zone's new Owendo International Port. The port is testament to a successful public-private partnership between global agribusiness company Olam, the Africa Finance Corporation, and government of Gabon.
Samedi 14 octobre 2017.
Today marks a major historic milestone for our nation. Indeed, October 14, 2017 will forever be ingrained in our memories. We, the Gabonese people, have taken our fate into our hands, and tonight we get to reap the fruits of our hard work. Much than a landmark achievement, the port is set to position Gabon as a growing economic power in Africa and shall bring forth its extraordinary richness. The industrious city of Owendo that facilitates the import and export of goods every day is as restless as ever. I am therefore most honored to inaugurate the new Owendo International Port, a true testament of our ambition to strengthen Gabon's economy. This spectacular infrastructure is modern and in tune with our time.
I think it's a big day not just for GSAs, but all of us at Gabon, and that shows that you're present here to celebrate this great occasion with us. We can see the beautiful cranes and the new terminal that we are standing on, but if you were to just imagine back 2 years back, it was nothing but water. And here we are today, standing on a beautiful, newly constructed multi-purpose quay, 420 meters, capacity to handle 4 million tons of cargo, 300,000 containers. Today is the day of concretization of dreams. Dreams of the President of Gabon, dreams of Gabonese Republic, and Gabon Special Economic Zone, and all the partners to create something, and we all are here to enjoy that. I think in Africa, in last 10 years, so from 2009 onwards, about 24 port projects were announced. Only 5 have been completed till now, and it's pleasure that out of 5, 2 have been completed in Gabon. So we should take pleasure that as Gabon, we have delivered more than combined Africa together.
The international port, which has been in use since June 2017, was built in 18 months. It extends over an area of 14 hectares and has 2 berths, 420 meters long and 13 meters deep. The 18th of October 2017 marked its official opening.
So I think one thing very important, when GSAs came in, the government was already building it. So our philosophy to infrastructure is very simple. I think the 3 things that we want to focus on infrastructure. First, how can we make our customer competitive? Which means how can we ensure that the customer is able to compete with any other port in the world in terms of cost? Second, we want to focus on efficiencies. So how can you turn around the ship faster? How can you ensure you're able to put the right equipment to service and make it more efficient?
This port makes Gabon competitive as both as an importer and exporter. And it completely changed the dynamics of, let me give you a small example. Maybe Gabon has been producing a lot of bananas. Because there are, the logistical challenges, most of the bananas are not really exported out of this country. Now, with a port like this, or with a sound logistic supply chain network, a robust network, that can open up an export of a commodity like fruit like banana.
With a capacity of 3 million tons per year, which translates to 150,000 containers per year, and with privileged access by road, rail, and sea, the port has been described as Central Africa's leading export-import thoroughfare.
That it is a very important moment for the Gabonese economy and the presidential vision. As you know, Gabon is a country that has been historically known to export raw products, whether it be timber, oil, manganese, or all the mining derivatives that you can find. And today, this port is a moment of transition in the Gabonese economy, because it's a port that's designed not only to lower the cost of importation for a country that imports literally all of its consumables or goods, but morely a port for exportation. And this day is an incredible day historically also, because as you know, in Africa, in the last 10 years, there's been about 40 new port projects that have been announced. And you have 5 projects that have been delivered, and 2 of those 5 are in Gabon, because this is not only a container port, it's also a multi-purpose port, and you also have a mineral port that now will double our capacity of exporting products such as manganese.
It's a fantastic development. I think it's important, not only for the economic transformation of Gabon, but as a signal of opportunities and possibilities on the African continent.
Now tell me, how significant is this project, not just to the Gabonese economy, but also to Africa?
Well, it's important, as His Excellency the President said. I mean, this is a modern port. It's going to serve as a hub for Central Africa region. It's going to provide opportunities for import and export of agricultural produce. So in a nutshell, it's opening up economic opportunities not only for Gabon but for the whole of Central Africa.
Celebration of 18 months of hard work, and now the celebration is about the opening of a new port of Owendo. What we expect from this port is really help the purchasing power of Gabonese. A lot of investors are keen to invest in the country if they feel that they can have facilities for exportation. So this is why we just increase the capacity of the port. Yeah.
To maximize the port's operations, STCG Logistics subsidiary and Bolloré Group will operate container activities at the new port, while GICES Port handles general cargo, solid, liquid bulk, and provide efficient logistics services.
Good way to ease trade, actually, to make the port not a bottleneck anymore. Okay, that's the main problem. Most of the time, actually, in Africa, the port, I mean, everybody talks about ports, actually, because it's a bottleneck. Once it's not a bottleneck, then the economy is eased, actually, for the country. So basically, I mean, the efficiency was not there before. And also the price was not right as well in the ports in general, in Africa, but also in Gabon. So what we have managed to do actually is really to improve the efficiency of the quay. So we unload the vessel much faster, and we load it also much faster. And also, in the same time, we change the structure of the pricing, the cost actually of the tariff in the ports by putting it in as per the standards that are used internationally. And by doing so, actually, we became very transparent, very square, and very transparent. And for that, for the customer, it makes the trading actually much easier, because then people know what is the cost. They know what is the cost of goods sold, basically.
We are very happy that we have been participating in this for the last 7 years. We have been investing in palm plantations, in rubber plantations, and in the Gabon Special Economic Zone. And this particular joint venture, which is between Africa Finance Corporation and Republic of Gabon and Olam, is very special in the sense that this is a new start for the entire country, where we believe we will de-bottleneck what has been an issue across Africa, and which can be something which we can replicate in other African operations as well.
The GICES Owendo International Port has 4 mobile harbour cranes, 2 grain silos, and 7 storage tanks. It is located 27 kilometers from Libreville and is set to boost Gabon's economy and improve the living standards of its people.
So before we built this port, the port just next door did not have STS cranes, does not have RTGs, does not have grain silos, does not have palm oil tanks. Now imagine you don't have grain silos. You will take about 7 days to discharge a ship. With grain silos, you can discharge a ship in 3 days' time. essentially means you're cutting down your time by half, which means your waiting time has gone down, which means your cost of clearing grains has gone down. Palm oil tanks. You want to export palm oil. If you don't have tanks, where do you store? You have to ship in container. We all know the cost of shipment in bulk is half the cost of shipment in containers. And imagine if you're a player wanting to compete with another port which has palm oil tanks. How will you compete? You'll not be able to compete. So this is the kind of infrastructure we bought here. So the entire port is about 420 meters K in first phase. Right now the work is going on for expanding it to 720 meters. Part of it is container, part of it is general cargo. And as I explained, so you have the palm oil tanks, the grain silos, the CFS, the reefer container station combined here.
I see the Gabon exports exponentially going up in the next 5 years. Case in point is what's happening in the NCOC SEZ. Today there are 25 companies which are operating in SEZ. All are export-oriented companies. And they need to export their products. And they need a competitive port. And they need an efficient port. And there are 70 investors in that zone. So you can imagine what will happen in 3 years' time.
Olam has invested over $500 million in the framework of this public-private partnership for the construction and development of 2 new port infrastructures in Gabon.
Now, we have felt your presence in food production to begin with, animal feed with the construction of an integrated plant in Nigeria, and then we now have this here in Gabon. What else should we be expecting from Olam?
So I think Olam is a very focused company. So Agri is something that is core to us. We started in Nigeria with cashew nuts in agriculture. That's core to us. And our extension into animal feed is part of that. As far as infrastructure is concerned, we have just created a new core called Ag Logistics. And that's just the beginning of what we want to do. Gabon was our first project. We are still working out our detailed strategy in terms of how and what next we'll be doing. You'll hear from us in due course about that.
Olam began operations in Gabon in 1999 and is now developing 7 industrial and agro-industrial projects in a number of joint ventures with the Gabonese Republic. As fireworks light up the night sky, so are expectations for the new port that is positioned to serve as a model for public-private partnerships in Africa in addressing Africa's infrastructure deficits.